Suggestions? You've already been in an apartment, you've already lived on your own, now you're moving, what else do you need? More food. Camden, you can just write food for all the answers. You seem to be very concerned about that. I understand. Food's great. I bought some morel mushrooms from Mr. Sheck. They're sitting right here. Anybody had morels before?
We were looking for them.
They're so good, and Mr. Sheck found like a bunch. So I have a whole bunch of, on his property. So I have a whole bunch of morel mushrooms here, and I bought from him, and I'm very excited about tonight. So food, yeah, is awesome. Yep. Yeah, you might have some new bills that you have to pay, so write that down. You might have new bills. Maybe you didn't have to pay for water before, maybe you didn't have to pay for electricity before, etc. Okay, if you don't have a calculator, make sure you go get one. Yep. Can you what? Yeah. 2 hour, we'll do one per year. Okay. So here we go. First thing is all right, so they're assuming like if this is how much you're taking home in a month, $3,750, what's the most you could pay for rent? So everybody type in your calculator, $3,750, and then we're gonna get 28% of that. How do I do that? Multiply by 0.28. So this person could spend, I got $1,050. You guys get the same thing? They could spend $1,050. All right, now, so these first four are pretty straightforward. Let's jump down to number 7. First, we have to find the gross monthly pay, and then we find the maximum monthly rent. Assume that the work week is $40 or 40 hours. All right, so how do I find out how much I would make in a month? So I would take $950 times 40. That'll tell me how much I make a week. I got $380 now. Now how do I find out how much I make a month? Now, normally you would think you'd multiply by 4, but how many weeks are in a year? 52, and if you take 12 times 4, you get 48, because there's little bits of weeks stuck at the end of the months, right? So I'm actually going to multiply this by 52 right now to find out my total yearly income, and then I'm going to divide by 12. So I'm going to write down right here, I multiplied by 40, and then I multiplied by 12. So this one got me how much I make in a week, and this one got me how much I make in a year, and then I divided, so wait, no, I didn't, no, I multiplied by 52. Why am I writing 12? 52 weeks in a year, and then I divided by 12. So I took $9.50 an hour, I multiplied by 40, and so should you. And then I multiplied by 52, and so should you. And then I divided by 12, and I got $1,646.67. Did you guys get the same thing? Or am I going too fast? But that's your monthly income, so now I need to know how much I can spend on rent. How do I find out how much I can spend on rent? Times 0.28. What'd you get?
461.07.
Good. Now, suppose that you are only making $9.50 per hour, and that is not a lot that you're making, and you're working 40 hours a week, and you're not getting any overtime. You can only spend $461. I mean, maybe if you skimp and save, you could spend up to $500 or something like that on a place a year. What if that's not enough? What do you do? Huh? Get a loan. You could
Move to the woods.
move to the woods. What? Live with somebody else. That's totally worth it. Yeah, your parents might let you stay with them for a bit longer while you save up, but the best option is probably find a roommate. Find somebody who's willing to live with you. I mean, if you can't afford an apartment for $500, I bet you could afford a 2-bedroom apartment for $900, then actually be $450 each, right? Or $800. What? You'd switch jobs? Fair. Maybe you'd switch jobs, or maybe you'd get a different job on the weekends, or whatever you would do. Okay, let's try again. What if instead of doing per hour, they just tell you what the year is? Is that an easier problem or a harder problem? An easier problem, because before we had to multiply by 40 and then multiply by 52 to find the year. So what do we have to do to find the monthly? Just divide by 12. 20,800 divide by 12. $1,733.33. And then how do I find out how much I can spend? Which is $485.33. It is hard to make this stuff work. It's hard to do adulting. It was a real punch in the face when I got divorced, because then I had to figure out how to make it work on a teacher's salary with 2 children. So budgets are tough, but it's important that you do them so that you don't end up in debt. Okay, this is your homework for today. I am done talking.